Good morning, everybody. Happy New Week, and hope you enjoyed Mother's Day, whatever you were doing, with whomever you were doing yesterday. I have to say, we had a beautiful family day at home and out for lunch, and just connecting with Mum and the kids with me, and got all an abundance of drawings and paintings and presents and all sorts of stuff. So it was really a fun day and a relaxing day ahead of what's going to be a pretty intense week. We are heading out to the airport soon after all of my lives are done this morning. And good morning, Brenton, Amanda, lots of people here from my community. And today, you guys, we are going to go through part 2 of what I ran out. I had planned this live with this particular topic, deepening your relationship with your clients. Hey, Joe, I sent off your manuscript to layout just before I got on this live, so it's all set. I actually pre-prepared half of my email to the designer last night, and then this morning I finished it off with what you sent me, so I was already set to send that off. Anyway, you guys, let me do my little shares across the 2 groups that this goes live in, and then we're going to get going with the 5. Would you believe that the piece of, hey Viv, the piece of paper that I had with all my 10 things on deepening relationship with your clients disappeared? I reckon I chucked it in the bin. So this morning I was trying to remember what the hell were the other 5 that I didn't share last week. So I kind of have put together, maybe they're new 5, but the way my brain thinks, usually it will have come up with something similar from last week. But I was like, oh no, I thought I had all my content for this morning, and I was set, and then I couldn't find my piece of paper. So anyway, not to worry, I have come up with a further 5 ways to deepen your relationship with your clients. So we're going to go through all of those. Let me do my live share. So I've done that in the Ultimate Business Support group. You're welcome, Joe. All right, so one more thing, author your way to riches, and we're done, you guys. All right. Cool. Okay, so last week we covered off, as far as I can remember, kind of a little bit more of the front end of when you initially meet your clients, like send out cards and, you know, more practical kind of things that you can be doing. Today and this week we're still going to go into practical stuff, but other things you can think about. Do I have this in my business? Don't I have this in my business? Can I put it in? How does this look like for me? I'll give you examples of what I do, and then you make it your own, whatever you like to, or whatever that means for you and how that looks like. Okay, so there's a further 5 things from what we spoke about last Monday. And if you did miss last Monday and you want to go through the additional 5 things, it would be really good, because there were some really practical things that were shared, and I just ran out of time. So I said I'll do the other 5 this morning. All right, so if you haven't already, actually I've got 6 things here, but if you haven't already started, I do suggest that you start a community group for your paying clients. I mean, you may have different ones, and I may have covered this in some aspect last week, but having your paying clients in one secret Facebook group, of course, that's what we use, and then having non-paying clients and certainly your paying clients in a secondary group, which is where people are still getting to know you, is a really good way to deepen the relationship over a period of time. So for us, we have our Ultimate 48-Hour Author Mastermind group, which is where all of our paying clients hang out in. Now that's a smaller group, of course, than the more, I guess, open and closed group where paying and non-paying clients hang out, so which is called Author Your Way to Riches. So what's the importance of this, or what's the benefit? Well, within the secret group, we go into deeper sharing of content and detailed information that probably won't make much sense to people in the other group, because they're not going through the program step by step as we would be doing it in the Ultimate 48-Hour Author Mastermind. Author Your Way to Riches, I still share super valuable information about publishing a book, but I don't go into my system into as much detail. I'm talking more about generic knowledge around books and what I would recommend and all that sort of stuff, but it's not sort of specific to certain steps or parts of what we do internally in the program, in the system. In this way, people in Author Your Way to Riches still get immense value and tips and get to know me more, but at the same time, yeah, they may not have been ready to come into the program or our community at that period of time when they originally met me, but maybe through being part of this group and building further rapport and a relationship, which is what we're talking about today, deepening your relationship with your clients or potential clients, then they might make and take that leap of faith of, God, okay, now I trust her, I've been listening to her, enough's enough, and I'm ready to write my book. And they might contact me out of the blue and say, yeah, I'm ready to do the next thing. So make sure you have communities and groups set up for different levels of your business. So for your paying clients, and with your paying clients, you might start off with very, very tiny group, maybe of just a few people, and I've gone through those stages in my business, and it grows over a period of time. With our paying clients group now, it's over 334 people, I think, at the moment, and it grows every year, by 100 plus people. And these are people that have been hanging out actually in our community now for nearly 6 years, that particular group, and that's the thing, to be patient and allow it to progress over a period of time by continuously also adding value and bringing in special things for that particular community. All right, so the other thing here on my list of how you can deepen your relationships is to put on extra events or catch-ups or meetups with your clients. For myself, that looks like, we used to be the Ultimate Business Support Group, where we would have then a monthly face-to-face meeting, and a lot of the time the clients would show up and all that sort of stuff. Nowadays, we host 3 two-day masterclasses per year, which we invite and give as a gift to our clients. We say it's part of their package. But it's lifetime access to these 2-day masterclasses that they can come along to. And the purpose of those is, of course, to add further value and deepen the relationship with the client. But at the same time, because you get to hang out for 2 full days, they get to ask you questions, you get to be in each other's space, the relationship further deepens because there's nothing and face-to-face is the most powerful way you can be in a place where you want to help one another. So often when we do the master classes, we have a special bond. Hey, Julie. We have a special bond that we further deepen and develop. And yes, there are a lot of effort and extra investment of time and money on my part, whereby usually it's not a money-making activity. We do make some special offers on the day because we co-host them with Francesca. So this is another idea. Is there someone else that you can team up with to co-host events for both of your communities? And that way you get introduced to each other's communities and you keep meeting new people. So you're kind of like ticking off lots of different aspects because running an event takes a lot of time and effort and planning and follow-up and all that kind of stuff. Good morning, Tricia. And if you can team up with someone else and then expand that opportunity that you might be meeting also new people, serving your current people, because when you think about it, not only is it super value for your own clients to keep learning from you because you're adding and deepening their knowledge behind what you have, where you have begun on your journey to solve their problem. For me, it's writing a book. But writing a book is one thing. You got to do all of the other things that come after the book comes out in order to make that book a success and to make your business a success. So the follow-on masterclasses deepen the information that I cannot share in a lot of detail at my retreats. So they serve a purpose, but it's also about reconnecting, connecting different networks together, meeting brand new people, and having, I guess, my raving fans in the room who obviously, if you've got nothing to hide, they talk up their experience of the program to people who perhaps are there who haven't been through the program. So it's really, really important to keep making some effort to see people face to face. What we often do with Stuart as well, when we do go interstate, say if we're doing the event on the next day, we might even catch up for dinner or some drinks the night before, let's say our half-day event. We're in the city. We often do that in Adelaide, in Perth. I mean, in most of the cities we go to, get organised, catch up with some of our authors that are there. And even if they're not crewing for us for the next day, it doesn't matter. You know, just catching up, seeing what they're doing, you know, giving them even more value and tips around where they're at in their book writing journey, or if they've already finished, what are they doing, and finding out a bit more about them. What is it that there's this famous saying, you know, people want to know, first of all, how much you care, and then how much you know. I don't have that one right, but that you get what I'm meaning when I say that. So we will make the extra effort. We will go out for the coffees and dinners and do social activities, because it is when you become friends and buddies, you know, and you're not going to be that with every single client that you have, right? But you will have a special bond and connection with some of your clients. And if you can deepen and strengthen that and make that effort, those bonds and relationships could mean massive amounts of ongoing referral business, and as well as, you know, that good feeling that, you know, you've got people who support you, who back you, who will talk about you and all that kind of stuff anyway. So think about, you know, where can you catch up with clients, even if they have finished through your program, because having a client, you know, there is a value of them either being a once-off or someone that obviously has a longer lifetime value. So when we're speaking about now longer lifetime value, let's cover off the next point. And the next point is, what kind of incentives or kickbacks, or what is it that you do when a client refers someone brand new to you? So just the other day, as we were thinking about our next 8 half-day events, we're hitting off the mini national tour today, heading out to Sydney and driving to Wollongong for the event there tomorrow, you know, we asked a few of our clients in those cities that we're going along to if they wouldn't mind sharing our event and, you know, saying my mentor's coming to town, right? And what we did is we used Canva, and within Canva we put their book cover on the image. Then we put a little image of myself speaking at an event, so that it gives that, you know, it's a sort of thing that, yep, there's an event that's going to happen. And then there was a couple of captions, my book mentor is coming to town, and then it would have the city and the date, and then my bit.ly shortener, which is Australian tour. And we pre-wrote a post for them, and asked also if they wouldn't mind putting that on their social media. And so how did we make it a win-win? Well, we offered for those people who they may refer to us to come to this half-day workshop, that they could just simply buy a general admission ticket, and we would give them a free upgrade to a VIP ticket. So that $49 to $87 level, we would upgrade for free and treat them as a VIP when they come to the event, because they've been referred from an author. And at the same time also, we have got cash kickback incentives for our graduates who refer clients to us. So if someone that they referred progresses on with them with the full program, we would also pay out a cash kickback when that person has completed their retreat. So, so that's a little bonus incentive that a lot of the time people forget that they have access to, and then I call them up on the Monday. Say, for example, we're coming into the May retreat this particular weekend. On the Monday, any of my referral authors who attended that retreat, I would contact their referral person and say, hey, this particular person completed their retreat. I have got, you know, your little bonus cash thank you kickback, because it costs me a lot more money to advertise on Facebook and find someone super cold versus having people introduced to me through someone who is warm, and they're coming in warm. So it's for me to give that incentive kickback is a lot less than what I need to spend on Facebook to find each of my brand new clients. I hope you guys, that makes sense. So how can you make a win-win referral kickback setup with your clients? What can you give them in return for them doing something for you, and sort of ongoing, how can you help one another? Because we do put in the extra time and effort to connect and reconnect with our clients, often our clients are more than happy to crew at our half-day events. We've got the gorgeous Manya helping us in Wollongong tomorrow, and Sandy and Christine in Sydney. So often, ahead of time we get organised, and it's a win-win again, because they get to speak about their book in front of the group. They can bring some books there and get known in their local community as well as being their author there. At the same time, we have got a live testimonial in the room, as well as someone others can speak to, and of course logistically they help out at the event. So it's really, you just got to keep thinking, how do I continue making our relationship a win-win, so it's good for everybody. The next one, the one thing I want to just sort of flag is to be very mindful of how you ask your clients to refer to you. What do you give in return? Give each other, exchange, win-win for everyone. Yeah, I don't know if that's a question or a comment, Yvonne, but I've been covering off what we give each other and what in return. So how do you ask your clients to refer to you? So the worst way to I actually educate my clients how to refer to me at the very, very end at retreat. We're sort of doing final wrap-up logistics and all that sort of stuff, and I tell them that they are now an affiliate of Ultimate 48 Hour and all that sort of stuff. The worst way someone can refer to you is if they say, oh, here's so-and-so card, go and call him or her, right? And sort of you leave them the ball in that person's court who's got no relationship with you. And it might be important, it might not be. So I often say, okay, there's 3 different ways you can refer to us. Number one, and I actually have it, I have a handout piece of paper that states all the incentives, affiliate kickbacks, all that kind of stuff. And I say, okay, number one way is to directly connect me in a 3-way message on Facebook. So say, hey, Nat, this is Jane. She's really interested in writing her next book. Please connect and have a conversation, see if this is a fit. Usually I'll respond immediately as soon as I see the message, but usually my next step with that Jane, we're just pretending it's Jane, would be to go, okay, what city are you in? Can you come along to the next half-day workshop? I don't necessarily straight away invite Jane or start speaking about coming to the retreat and the big program, because I know that perhaps Jane hasn't had as much education or I guess establishing of value from my author, because my author is, yes, it's a great salesperson for me to, or a referral person to send new people in, or people that they have in their network. However, still there must be some period of getting to know each other and realizing, is this the right path for me, and is the value there for me to invest in this next step? So normally that would be the next thing. If they're not local to or coming, or there isn't a half-day workshop around the corner in their city or whatever it is, I might offer them to watch the half-day professionally filmed footage, and then for us to connect with a conversation. So I often want them to have done a bit of research and a bit of information gathering. Who the hell am I? What is this program about, and all that kind of stuff before I have a conversation. If they really want to get on a phone call, absolutely, that's fine. And I can do that, try to squeeze 4 hours into like 15, 20 minutes. But often it is the best way when someone shows more commitment, if they're willing to absorb a bit more information before taking the next step. The second way I say to my authors is, look, if they're not sort of in a city we often go to, then refer them to our evergreen webinar. And we have this evergreen webinar that runs every hour on the hour, and at the end of that 45-minute sort of presentation, they'll be given the opportunity to book a breakthrough session, and then we can take that next step and have that conversation. But the best way, I say, the third way, is to actually directly invite them into our next half-day workshop, so that they can fully get to know us, and they can come in and we can upgrade them to that VIP ticket that I spoke about earlier. And that's the best way I have always found. And I guess from my own experience over 6 years having lots and lots of referrals and word of mouth is to the best conversion has always occurred when the referred person has made the effort to come to the half day and they have then progressed to their retreat. So that's just how it happens in our business. What would this look like? So I always say, don't ever leave the ball into your referrals court. Always ask for permission for us to, have a chat to them, either for me to call them or just create that three-way Facebook message. Hey, Lucy, thank you. And Lucy's one of our authors who's been promoting our Gold Coast event and speaking it up there. And we've been getting organized this morning in terms of how all of that works. All right, so the next one on my list is loyalty discounts. So do you and have you got set up, or could you set up any way that you can provide loyalty discounts to existing clients? So what does this look like? Well, within my business, it is every time an author of mine now wants to publish a second, third, fourth book, we give them a significant discount compared to what we would charge the general public. Why? Simply because it's so much easier to work with a client that's already worked with you before versus a client who is totally brand new. Actually, you end up spending a lot less time servicing them versus getting to that process of getting to know each other. And of course, the other aspect of it is they're re-engaging you for a further service, a brand new package, all that kind of stuff. So there is some loyalty there that should be rewarded. And this is one of the things that we also say to people. Look, if you do decide to do a retreat and you go through your first book through the full-blown program, then your subsequent books will be a lot cheaper than, say, someone walking off the street and working with me for the very first time. And we reward that. So what would that perhaps look like for you, and what other loyalty things could you offer your clients ongoing? For me also, I guess the loyalty thing is, come along to the masterclasses for lifetime, like these 2-day events that we invest a lot of time and money to put on an effort, that keep receiving brand new information over a longer period of time. I've had people who did their retreats 4 or 5 years ago come back to today's masterclasses, which is so much more sophisticated, evolved, with new strategies, with all the new information, which we have taken time to learn, implement, and then deliver in a I guess, digested way for them. I like that Yvonne summarizes often the things that I say, so that's very handy for fit people here. Lifetime Mastermind is amazing value. There you go, Lucy. So that you can tell a lot of my clients do come to these lives, and this is also another way how I continue to deepen and strengthen the relationship by turning up week after week, even though this is a public live, then back into my secret group and all that sort of stuff, so that whenever, they might not listen to me sometimes for months, and then they might come back in and listen to me for, regularly, and then they go off and they come back. But the thing is, I'm always here, right? The important thing is to always turn up. Don't worry about who is coming regularly, who's not coming regularly. You just turn up and you deliver value, because this value that I'm delivering then gets posted across many different platforms, a podcast, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, which means it reaches also different people. So I'm not doing it just for the people who are live on the call right now. It is done because it ends up reaching a lot of people over a longer period of time. So I get a lot of bang for my buck and my time for turning up each week consistently. All right, I've got a couple more to cover off with you guys. Systemized nurturing that occurs in a consistent manner. I can't remember if I spoke about this on last week, but I've got it on here because it's so important. How have you systemized your onboarding process? What happens with your onboarding when someone signs up as a client? What's step 1, step 2, step 3? I mean, we've got about 15 different steps that have to be ticked off by my VA, by my PA, by me, by Stuart, that to onboard a client properly, right? And they all happen like very consistently when people always say, oh, how do you get around to doing all of these things? It's just all there in project management, and we tick off the tasks as we go along. Then systemize for accountability. So the guys that are going to come to this weekend's retreat, on Monday or Tuesday, Stuart's going to initiate this accountability sequence of emails that they will get in their inbox 3 days after their retreat, 7 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, up to 6 months of automated post-retreat accountability. And then also they get a real person accountability every monthly, a monthly phone call from Viv. So how do you set those things up so that you can ensure that you're doing the most you can to ensure your client's success, and to service them as much as possible and give them the information that they need at the right time when they need it. So it's really important to start thinking about what are you doing repetitively, because one day when you have got the resources and the time and your business has grown, all of this accountability or onboarding, all that kind of stuff can be actually outsourced to the, it can be a role for someone within the business to make sure it's running like a well-oiled machine. For me, when I'm onboarding a client, it's really only a few steps, probably more so the conversation I'm having, inviting them into the program, but all of the other more techie or online kind of stuff that occurs, or sending a send out card, gets taken care of by the team. All right, guys, and the very, very last one that I have got here on how to deepen your relationship with your clients is to make sure that you deliver on your promises. Yeah. So if they came into your business wanting something and you have done everything that you have promised, and you know, of course, two people have to come to the party. Sometimes, Natasha, what is your onboarding steps consistently? It's in project management. They receive accountability. Yeah, there you go. Yes, we use Asana Project Management. It's a free platform. I mean, of course, they've got a paid version of it, but we don't necessarily need the paid version. But in Asana, we have got like new author template, and it's got the number of 15 different tasks that have to happen, from sending out their send out card to setting up their easy pay, to welcoming them into the secret groups on Facebook, creating initiating the new author sequence of emails. There's quite a few different things that we got. That's just off the top of my head. So the last thing was that you need to deliver on your promises. People want to know that they're going to feel safe with you, that they're not going to get ripped off, that you're not a scam. Because I can't believe how many times people have told me before they signed up into the program, how many times they went on Google and put in Natasha Denman scam, just to make sure that you know what they're doing is the right thing, and they're getting in a relationship with someone who they can trust and know that they're going to get taken care of. Now, as I said before, it does take two people to come to the party. So sometimes you can do everything from your end, but the client may not be doing the work. They may not be, you know, sending you stuff that you need to complete your work. In that case, you know, that's not your responsibility. If you've provided your accountability, you have contacted them, you have followed up and all that kind of stuff, which, as I said, we've got the system set up. But yeah, as the saying goes, you can take a horse to water, you can't make him drink. So do the best you can from your end, but at some point you have to let go. So what our system is that we will pick up the phone every month for 12 months and follow up with clients and say where you're at, what are you doing, da 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 da. And then when the 12 months finishes after their retreat, then we have to just stop. We have to obviously be focusing on the people that are also doing the work. So there will be people in your system and clients that are going to do the work, and others that are not going to do the work. You do the best to follow up and to deliver on your promises. But as I said, don't be disheartened if some people have decided to just put it on the shelf, help your thing. And along the way, my last parting point is to stay solution focused. Every single problem in business is all about problem solving and making sure that you always come to an amazing solution along the way to whatever problems arise, whether it's problems with suppliers, you know, someone being, you know, happy in a certain way. What is it that you can do? And the best question that you can ask is, what do you want? Okay, what do you want? And figure out, you know, what is it that, you know, that person thinks they're getting versus not getting, so that any conflict is resolved beyond, within the system, and doesn't need to spread, you know, outside of it, and that it's amicable and everyone is happy at the end of the day. That is super important. It's super important for your reputation management, and to ensure that at the end of the day, you know, sometimes you might need to you know, lose a bit of your time, or might need to fix a problem, but it's so worthwhile when you can put your head on the pillow at night and know that you have done the right thing, and then you can figure out, and you have come from and be careful, like, you know, so we can get so emotional. How dare they? How do you can get through all of these things? Breathe, maybe step away, go for a walk, like just come back, and actually, when you're communicating with people, communicate with facts, and you know exactly what happened over over an emotional way in responding, especially when it comes to any type of conflict in anywhere in your business. So there you go, guys. We covered off the other 5, which I don't know if they were the last 5 that I had last time with from last week, which was part 1, but I believe those were the other 5, because I did throw out that bloody piece of paper that had my whole content on it, and because I'm just too decluttery of a person, I just keep throwing things out. Everything just keeps going in the trash. Once it's dealt with, trash, just keeping things nice and simple. All right, so have an amazing week. We're off to Sydney in a few hours, getting across to Wollongong first for tomorrow's event, and then Sydney on Wednesday morning, and then we've got some other cities, Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, all coming up over the next 3 weeks before we take a mid-year month in Thailand. So I'm off to go and do my live in my secret authors group to give them some love and some more extra content around our program-specific stuff. And I will see you guys, yes, next week, I believe. Yes, next week I'm back home, and it's birthday week next week. All week I have a series of events and pampering things and shopping sprees and movies and all sorts of stuff is happening next week. I have planned a big birthday week in Melbourne. Usually people go, are you going to go away? I'm sick of going away. I'm going away all the time, right? Like, I actually wanted to create something that was just about you know, being at home and doing things around Melbourne, and that's what we're doing. And we're going to Dreamtime at the G, and we're staying in Richmond the night of that game, Essendon Richmond, and hopefully I'll get to see the Bombers win for a change. The last 3 weeks I've watched the footy religiously with my boys, and I haven't won yet. So I bet you they're saving it up for that for my birthday Saturday. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Have an amazing week and smash it out. Bye.